The Russians are saying that preparations are well underway for that potential summit between Russian leader Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump, which is set to happen in the next couple of days. The Russians are saying that they are currently working towards sometime next week, but it's unclear on what date exactly the meeting could take place. The other thing that still seems to be unclear is where exactly the meeting between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin could take place. There's been some speculation here in Russian state media that it could be somewhere in the Gulf region, but so far it seems as though the venue, at least officially, has not yet been set. As far as the topics are concerned, there do seem to be some points where the Russians and the U.S. seem to differ. Of course, we know that U.S. President Donald Trump not just wants that meeting with Vladimir Putin, but also at a later date wants a trilateral meeting that would then also involve Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The Russians have so far pretty much shrugged that off. They say that idea was floated by Steve Witkoff, the U.S.'s presidential envoy, in the meeting with Vladimir Putin on August 6th, but that the Russians did not react to that. Now, the other thing, of course, is the conflict in Ukraine, where President Trump pretty much wants an immediate ceasefire to take hold. The Russians, however, are saying that they want longer-term peace negotiations even as the fighting still continues. And a senior Kremlin aide has said that the Russians have not changed their stance on the Ukraine conflict. At the same time, of course, the Russians are feeling the heat from the U.S. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, has threatened secondary tariffs against countries that buy Russian oil and gas, first and foremost, of course, India and China. Well, Vladimir Putin has had phone conversations both with Xi Jinping of China and Narendra Modi of India as well. In both of those conversations, the Russians saying that the Russian president informed those leaders about the talks with Steve Witkoff about the upcoming summit. At the very least, Xi Jinping said that he was happy that diplomacy seems to be taking hold between Russia and the United States. Fred Pleitgen, CNN, Moscow.